Mic check. 1 2 1 2. I think it's a vibe. I'm pretty sure it's a vibe. What's poppin'? I get vibes. What y'all got going on? What's going on? What y'all doing? You watching me, huh? I got something great for y'all today. It's a story time. If y'all couldn't tell by the title, but I mean, I got me some fries. I got artichoke spinach dip with bread, and I got a drink and a few other things. But I don't know. Like, I feel like, yeah, I just want to let y'all in and, you know, give y'all some tea about my life, because I wouldn't say my life is super like adventurous, but it definitely is. It definitely is entertaining in some moments. But my first job was Freddy's Steak Burgers and frozen custard. That was my first job. But what I can say is Freddy's definitely gave me good connections with people. I will always be grateful for that, because the people that I've met there are so dope. So shout out to y'all. Y'all know who y'all are, my Freddy's people. I'm grateful for the opportunity of that being like my first job to start me off, because you know, most jobs, they don't particularly prefer not having like work experience. But yeah, I put 2 years into that place, and so it was just, I didn't expect to be there that long. I think because of that, that's why I ended up where I was. So y'all might be wondering, how did I get the job? I ended up promising my mom that I was going to definitely get a job after I graduated, because she kind of wanted me to get a job at the end of my senior year, but I told her that I really want to focus on tennis and doing that, because that was my last year doing it. She's like, okay. So I was like, yeah, I got you, Ma. I'm gonna go ahead and get a job after I graduate. So I graduated, 2 weeks passed. I remember my mom, she's like, you said you was gonna get a job after you graduated. It's been 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, you really trying to get on me right now. Low-key, I was procrastinating. I had never worked before, so I just felt like, that's something new, I don't know. But she's like, yeah, you need to work before you go to college. And I was like, okay. She's like, you need to save some money. I was like, okay, Mom, I got you. She's like, you know what, get dressed, let's go. I was like, let's go. What do you mean, let's go? She's like, get dressed, look nice, let's go. We're finna go get you some applications, and you want the managers to like see you in person and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, all right, I got you. So I wore this pink little dress, it was all flowing and stuff, and the first place that I went and applied to was Denny's. I really wanted to work there because I wanted to be a waiter, kind of like, I really wanted to be a waiter, because I was like, I can get tips, and look at me, like, who wouldn't want to tip me? So I was like, Denny's is the first place I want to go. I applied there, and I filled out all these applications in the car, and then I returned them right away. Across from Denny's was Native Grill. I applied there, and then behind there was Freddy's. Mind you, I had never seen Freddy's till that day, and I had lived in Arizona, and I had lived in that city, in that little area, for 3 years at that point. That was my first time seeing Freddy's. That was my first time being inside, going inside Freddy's. Like, I didn't even know what Freddy's was. I ain't never heard of no Freddy's before, or a Native Grill at that, now I think about it. Anyways, continuing on the story, I go inside Freddy's, and it was this one girl that I had seen her a lot in high school. She worked there. She worked there for a little bit before I like actually started working there. And then a manager came up, because I was like, I need an application. And so I filled out the application like I did all the rest in the car. So I handed that manager my application, he looked over it while I turned it in, and he's like, "You should come for an interview tomorrow." He's like, "Are you available?" Yes. I'm like, "Yes, I'm available. What do you mean? I need this job so I can get my mom off my back and so I can get some money." He set me up with an interview for the next day. He's like, "Yeah, you're gonna meet with our hiring manager." I was like, "Okay, bet." And I met with her the next day. She asked me all the interview questions, and I was like, "Okay, cool." She's like, "We'll get back to you if we want you to work here." And I was like, "Okay, bet." That night I got a call, and they said that I could work there. They said that I was hired. I don't know why I didn't say that. They said that I was hired. I was like, "Yes, yes, thank you, yes." Yes. So I was so excited. I told my mom. She was excited for me too. Of course she was excited for me.
Bruh.
I think that was 2 days later. I had orientation. I wore like a black shirt and some nice jeans, and at this time my hair was like in this phase. It was because I had a pixie cut, and it was so cute, but then my hair started growing out. It was like in that phase. It was like, it's short but it's growing out. It was weird. I remember my hair that day. It was so weird. At first they said they were gonna put me on Hotline, and Hotline, if y'all don't know, is where you go back and you cook and you do prep and all that great fantastic stuff. And Cold Line is where you do like register, drive through, and you scoop the custard. They're like, actually we're gonna put you in Cold Line. We feel like you'll do better there. And I was like, yes, I agree, because when they took me back there, I looked and I was like, I think I want to do this. I don't think I want to do this. I don't. Thank you. It's like you read my mind. It's like you read my mind. I'm gonna dip this and catch up. I ended up being on Cold Line. I did my training. And I catch on to stuff quick. Like, all you gotta do is just stick with me, and I will stick with you. I got you. I understand everything that you're telling me. The basic stuff, I would say I had down pat around 1-2 months. 1.5-2 months. I felt like it was easy for real. And then of course the job gets harder once you learn more stuff, but these fries are good. Once I finished my training, it was just like, I'm not really a talkative person. I'm not like the type of person who just start talking, you know, open up. I was really like shy and like closed. So I think people that work with me for a long period of time and just seeing me open up, they're like, who is this person? Like, you were not like this when you first started working here. I'm like, I know. I'm really, like I said, I'm really just closed off, shy person. Anywhere I go. It's always funny to know people for a long period of time because they get to see another side of me once I, you know, reach that level of comfortability. I don't know. Fast forward to like when I became a trainer. I like upgrading. I like all that stuff. So that opportunity, I really, you know, was excited for. I feel like it's a natural feeling to just be excited to move up in life, actually. I had to do all the tests that I did when I first started. I had to do all those over again just to make sure, you know, that I was going to be able to teach somebody. Like, you have to make sure you know everything. By this time, I have worked there for like a year now. Fast forward, I need a break from school, so it had just ended up being like something that was slowly becoming long term, which is weird. Bruh. Again, my mom comes in the picture and she's like, you don't need to be getting caught up in this job. Like, you're supposed to go, you need to go back to school. You took your break, like, you need to go back to school. Like, becoming a trainer is great, but life goals important. She's like, what do you want to do with your life? And I was like, I want to be a model. I want to be in business. I realized that when I had started working at Freddy's, I was like, I want to run something that's my own though. I don't want to run this. I want to run something that's mine. And so I had ended up pursuing that while I was working at Freddy's. And while I was trying to get that dream accomplished, I hit 2 years now. Like, fast forward 2 years later, still working at Freddy's, and then I get upgraded to being a supervisor. I was really excited. I was nervous because, like I said, this is my first job at the end of the day. Like, I've never worked anywhere else. And so, of course, me putting my dedication and all that stuff into working here, well, working there, I said here, working there, it was just like, okay. I honestly enjoyed it, but it was crazy. I really dreaded this training though. I was excited at first because I was like, okay, this is my chance. I'm gonna really do some good stuff around here. But the training, you have to go to another store where they have training managers, like managers that train managers. I live in a city where it's far from everything. Now I live in an even farther city, but I live in a far city, so having to travel out there, that was already a big struggle for me because that was like a 30-minute drive. I'm straight. I'm straight. I don't want to. But you know, like I said, I was excited, so of course I did it. That's the thing, like, that gets me. I'm gonna get to that part. It was really just uncomfortable for me because I felt like I was starting over. You know, 'cause I'm used to being at my store. I'm used to being at this restaurant. I'm not used to being at a whole new restaurant, all new people, you know. And then I have to tell them what to do. Like, oof. Oof. Don't even want to do that. I gotta talk to my mom about everything. I was like, Mom, I don't. She's like, you just gotta take control. Just take control. Like, don't let you know, yourself get in the way. Myself is very laid back, very chill. At the end of the day, I'd rather not tell a stranger what to do. I ended up, you know, passing. I passed the test. You gotta take this huge test. I passed the test. I almost aced that. I think I missed one question. Out of 100, I missed one. So I aced the test. You have to read this little manager manual. The thing was a little bit thick. A little bit thick. And then I had to do training when I came back for my own store because things are somewhat different in each store. So I had to do small training there. And then I was officially a supervisor. It's crazy being in a position where it's just like, oh, I'm not being told what to do. I'm telling you what to do. It was definitely way easier than being at a different store. I could not think. I was supervisor for like all the way up until November, December-ish. Yeah, somewhere around there. Don't quote me on the date, cause leading up to my end, coming to the end. We're coming to the end here. I have been supervisor for, like I said, almost a whole year. I was in a place where mentally I was stressed out because there was things that I needed and I was trying to do everything at once, you know? When being a supervisor, you have to deal with you have to deal not only with the store but with people, whether it be the customers or the employees. Like, on top of having to deal with all that stuff, well, just store stuff, I had ended up going to modeling school, and I had ended up applying for another job because I needed more money. I ended up demoting myself because I was too stressed out. I was like, there's so many things that I'm trying to do. I can't take all this at once. Like, I'm losing my mind. I can't concentrate on anything that I want to concentrate on. I was like, yeah, you could demote me at this date is when I'm ready. I'll be ready on this date specifically to not be a supervisor anymore because I have a list of things that I have to do here all the time, and it's just I was so stressed, like I kept forgetting like certain things. I'm like, oh, I forgot to do that, bro. I wasn't getting any sleep because of the training I was doing for my other job. It was like going to college. I had to make that decision for my own sake. My sanity was out the window. Sanity was gonna go out the window. I was almost done with modeling school, come around to the end. This day I went somewhere before I went to work. I think I went somewhere, I don't remember, but I brought my work clothes with me. I was finna get dressed because my shift was about to start. And mind you, I'm still a supervisor, so I didn't get demoted just yet. I didn't like officially, you know, hit that point. I was finna get dressed, and they called me over there like, hey, we gotta talk to you. I was like, okay. Uh-oh. And mind you, I'm like, uh-oh, because I had already got written up for, like I said, it's either customers or employees that you gotta deal with. I don't know what I was doing that day. I got written up for the employees being in the office, and I wasn't in there. Or was I in there? No, I wasn't in there. And they were like reading through all the notes that managers do. And I wasn't the only manager that got written up for that. I think we both were like, I'm done. At that point. And this looked like I was gonna get written up again. They're like, yeah, so we're gonna let you go. And I was like, but I was just like, okay. Because at that moment I felt like a weight had been lifted off of my shoulders, to be honest. Because like I said, I was doing so much, and I think at the moment God was like, you just need to fully let go. Demoting yourself was not what I want you to do. I want you to fully let go. They go on and say, yeah, we're letting you go because there was somebody in drive-through that complained. I remember this like yesterday. I remember this day. So when they brought it up, I was like, wow, like there was and like I said, just being tired, I'm not paying attention. I was taking down the custard machine because managers have to clean it. Somebody came through drive-through and they were trying to order. The person on drive-through didn't order. Take their order. They didn't answer. And the lights were off in the building. And me, I was not paying attention at all. I was not paying attention. I'm tired. I want to go home. Like I said, I'm doing this training like it was a college class. Lots of studying. I'm tired. I want to go home. And I was doing studying for modeling school too. I'm just like, I'm tired. I want to go home. I'll be up all night, all day, all night. They go through drive-through, Nobody take their order. Nothing. They get nothing. They go home. And then of course they complain. And then of course the higher ups look at the complaint and look at the cameras and see what happened. And I like I said, wasn't paying attention because I legit thought it was closing time. I forgot it was the weekend. Like, that's how tired I was. I forgot it was the weekend. It was supposed to be open a little bit longer than we usually are. It just slipped my mind. I was going through a lot. All that happens and we close. And then that ended up with me being let go. And I was the only one let go that day. Everybody else got I guess like suspensions and stuff like that, write-ups and suspensions, and I know they like cracked down hard on everybody after that. I kind of felt, I mean, after that, I think the day after, I was just like, I kind of feel betrayed, you know, like I put in so much time, so much effort in this place, and you know, I get let go over this when there's so much other stuff that goes on in that place that should have been handled with certain people being let go, and then I'm the one to be let go. I make one mistake because I'm stressed out, and I had already demoted myself. Like I said, I was not going to be supervisor anyways anymore. It just made no sense. Even sad about being let go, no. Betrayed, yes. Even though I worked so hard and gave all that I had and all that great fantastic stuff, and when I go through a hard time, y'all just get rid of me. So I was like, okay, I understand. I realized, you know, like I said, I wasn't meant to be there forever, but I never planned on being let go. I definitely planned on quitting, being let go with that. Like I said, when so much other stuff that people did, you know, it was just like, wow, I'm really going out like this. That's the only thing, like, y'all really gonna let me go out like this? Like, I met my best friend there. Like, I think that's the biggest reward that I could get from Freddy's, is that I met my best friend there. I always tell her I got your back like a bra strap, like a real one. That's a real one. I'm like, we're connected because as soon as, you know, I got let go, there was a situation that happened with her, and she ended up, she's like, I'm leaving. She's like, I'm leaving. And so we basically had ended up not being at Freddy's around the same time. I was like, wow, like, that's crazy. Like, we're connected. It was a crazy ride. It was a crazy ride. But I'll never forget. I'll never forget. Never forget at all. Man, that's a long story. That's a long story. That's legit all I got. Man. So with that being said, may we continue to vibe till the wheels fall off. And I will see y'all next video. Bye y'all.